What's up, everybody? So Bill took off. I uploaded the other video. I just ate my spaghetti. I'm just chilling, man. I'm about to actually do a little bit of yoga before he gets back and smoke, which I'm actually about to smoke now. Take a couple hits. Do my yoga. Do some yoga. Might give it up. Do a couple more hits. But actually, I gotta do something before I smoke. I forgot. So, this little girl is a long-haired kitty, and every time she uses number two head call, the poop sticks to her butt. So I gotta figure that out. And I need a shave. Holy shit! I don't have any razors. My razors are they're not sharp. So I gotta go get some. But gotta have money for that. But yeah. So I cut the hair around her butt so the poop doesn't stick to her butt. And I noticed she was yelping when I was doing it, so that means her butt is raw. And it means her butt is raw, which means I gotta wipe it down, which I'm gonna attempt to do. She's gonna yelp, but I'm gonna do it now because she's sleepy. And I happen to have these diaper wipes I've had for like ever, and they were dry, so I had to throw some water in them and let them soak up the water. That's why I've been waiting to do this. But I cut around her butt. Come here, kitty. So now I just gotta wipe it down. I want to get all the stuff around her cooter and her butt so it can heal, so it's not raw for her. And I'm gonna grab some of that bacitracin and put it on there. It's hard because it's raw. I'm surprised she's not crying. It's probably because I'm cleaning it up. It probably feels good. She's actually purring. Yeah, she was yelping when I was doing this. Come here, you gotta have her butt clean, man. Yeah, there she goes, whining. I know it burns, girl. There you go. Well, I had to clean your butt, see? Look at that. See, it's definitely dirty. Be right back. I gotta wash my hands real quick. Feel better, girl? Yeah, I didn't really want to have to do that, but, it needs to be done, so ain't nobody else gonna do it. And her licking it, she ain't gonna lick it. It's gross. But it was bad because she had a turd stuck to her. I'm like, God damn it. And I'm not trying to have a cat that's walking around with turd stuck to her. It's already bad enough she's a long-haired kitty, and I'm gonna have to keep her. All of her paws are gonna be stained all the time. Until we get on the boat, she's gonna be dirty. It's just she's a long-haired cat unless I give her, cut her hair, which I might do. I have a feeling I'm gonna end up trimming her hair a little bit for the summer, so I just have that feeling. Definitely. Yeah, she's definitely gonna have to get trimmed. Just a little bit, I'm gonna keep her hair long still. It just won't be so matted, so matted down and stuff, because everything is sticking to her. Plus, when she gets older too, and I give her a better diet, she'll have oil in her hair. Her hair won't be so bad. It'll be more shiny, and it'll be less stuff will stick in it because she'll have oil in her hair. She'll have fish oils in her hair. Yeah. Say yeah, Daddy. I love you, Mentora. Pretty kitty. Yeah. You're a pretty kitty. Pretty girl, yeah. I'm so happy I was able to save at least one cat. I wouldn't have been able to handle all those cats, man, traveling. It wouldn't have happened. And like I said, it takes a special cat to do what I'm about to have a cat do, and she's definitely the one to do it. She's tough, you know. She made it through fucking all the other cats died. She's the only one that survived. She was just as sick as all the other ones, so that tells you something. She also eats like a fucking crack fiend. I've never seen a cat eat so much, man. She goes to town. Which I gotta give her a bath. That's how she eats, man. She just lays right in the food. That's why the bottom of her fur is all crusty. She's still a kitten though, you know, she's still learning, so she's only, you know, plus she was malnourished, she wasn't taken care of, you know, mom didn't teach her anything, she was ditched, so. Yeah. She's got dad now though. She's got daddy. I woke her up, I feel bad. She was actually getting some real good sleep in the sun. That's good. She's using the litter box. Bill just brought that litter box, so I have 2 of them now. That's good, because then she ain't got to run all the way across the house to poop in case she can't hold it. Which I got to go empty the other one and change out the kitty litter. That's a good kitty. That's a good girl. Good Mentora. You're a good kitty. Yeah. That's a good kitty. At least she won't at least the poop won't stick to her fucking butt anymore. It was so bad. Dude, I took a lot of hair off. Like, I was surprised at how much hair I took off. It blew my mind. It did. So I'm about to smoke, man. I need to smoke, which I just set that motherfucker down. Run up with my head in it. Bam. Oh, I gotta find my torch. As soon as I get some money, I gotta pay my bill. Pay my bills, pay my internet bill, electric bill. And then I'm going to get some bud, put the rest of the money up, get some car parts. So right now I'm actually living for free, believe it or not. Only because I'm moving and I wouldn't pay the guy money anyways, fucking asshole. Bad business, man, bad business. I need to smoke bad. It's mostly swag too. This is not. It's actually what's funny is this weed. It's shake and a little bit of trim, and a bunch of roaches, and I'm pretty much out. This is the last of it. But what's funny is this gets me more high. This gives me a better buzz than the fucking the weed we used to smoke back in the day, like way before weed was even legal. I'm talking like 2003, way even before that. I didn't smoke that before that, so thankfully, I couldn't imagine what the weed was like in the 70s and 80s. You know, my parents, I hear like all these older people say, yeah, man, you used to have Thai sticks back then and all that stuff. But I still can't imagine the weed being as good as it is today. Unless it was like picked from the actual place, you know. All that brick weed coming over, that's mostly what people were smoking. I remember when you could get a $20 fucking quarter, and you would just ride down the street in the hood in Detroit, and they just throw the 20 sack in the window. You throw the 20 through one window into the other car, and then you see a fucking quarter of weed just fly over the fucking through the window. And that was the shit, man. I was the shit back then, having fucking, you know, that's just how it was back then. Most people were paying $25 a quarter for some, you know, this where it goes. But I would go out of my way, and I would go, you know, I'd go buy a quarter pound, you know what I mean? Buy half a pound. I'd buy a quarter pound for $400. And I would bag it up. I would sell quarters for 35, 40 to all my, sometimes 45 if I was taxing. If I had some really good weed, I'd charge 45 a quarter. And because I was selling to all my friends' parents and stuff. Because I was always just more mature and acted older, you know, and like I started smoking pot, you know, at 9 years old, you know. I was a daily thing at 11. I was young. My real dad used to pick me up, ride around all day smoking crack, selling drugs, cracked out. Serious. He would sell drugs and smoke crack. He would sell drugs just to get crack. We'd ride around and we'd go fucking from house to house, man. I learned this shit at a young age, man. The car I was a kid, man. The car would be smoke cracked out. I would start getting a crack buzz when I was a kid. I would have to stick my head out the window. And I'm only 7 years old, man. 6 years old, 8 years old, bro. And I'm already getting high off crack because of my real dad. Riding around Detroit, picking me up every other day from my mom. That's all I did was hang out at drug dealers' houses and hang out with the black kids and while they played poker. That's all I did was hang out in the hood all day when I was a kid. I watched that shit. No, I'm thankful for my dad, like my two older brother's father taking me in. If he wouldn't have took me in, who knows what would have happened. Thankfully, my real dad, back in Poland. I haven't seen him since 2008. Bill needs to get over here so I get that trans off to get that shit separated so I can make some money this weekend. I gotta go get me some weed. Listen. I've been grind mode. Like I'm ready to move. You know, everything's running thin. I'm ready to go. You know, I'm ready to go. I gotta finish that truck, get that stuff, and I gotta bounce. You know, that's why I'm trying to get rid of all this stuff. And I don't have a vehicle to get to and stuff, so it's hard for me just to go re-up all the time. And I can call people and have the shit dropped off, but the stuff they have, I don't want. I'm not calling those people. I don't even want to talk to those people. When I can go to the dispensary and pay actual taxes like a citizen and go get real marijuana that's actually grown in a facility where people are actually working. You know, it's not out of a fucking basement, out of, fucking ghetto ass people fucking, just try barely getting by. I get that shit, but listen, man. There's a good way to do it, and then there's a bad way to do it. Pay taxes, man. Pay the government. The Bible clearly says pay taxes. Even Jesus said pay taxes. The Jews tried to get him in trouble. Well, the Pharisees. It didn't matter what group it was. So people are trying to get him in trouble with the upper class, basically, the Jewish sect, and asked him, who do you serve first, God or Caesar? Because Caesar was invading the land at that time. He was in control even of Jerusalem. And Jesus said, give me a coin, Instead of answering it directly, he wanted to show as well. Look, I'm using a cross to pack my joint. But, I love this cross, my favorite cross. This is the cross that Margarita wore when I took that picture and the wind blew. It wasn't even a windy day, dude. It was not a windy day. And the wind blew just at that moment, man, and her hair flipped up. Amazing. That's God. She was wearing this, and she didn't even want this on. She was fighting me about it because of her experiences with fucked up people. It was a fucked up day that day. A great day. Amazing day, but it hit me then. It hit me really hard that day and realized what it is that I'm dealing with. I learned a lesson that day, too. I learned the greatest lesson of all that day. It's not the words that we speak that matter. It's the intention behind them. Because being with that woman, we spoke two different languages. We couldn't communicate very well. We had to rely on communication, love communication, directly. And that's what we relied on. And what was crazy is that woman knew exactly what I needed, when I needed it, and how I needed it. It didn't matter whether it was food, physical, spiritual. She gave it to me when I needed it. That's God right there. God knew, God and us, we worked together. That's why. She moved in sync with me in rhythm and in symmetry. She was, you know what I mean? I am the root. I was the foundation, right? I'm the foundation. I am the root of the family, right? And she was walking around pruning me, clipping me, clipping me, you know what I mean? That's what women are doing. That's what they like to do. They're supposed to help fix men. That's their job. That's what that's what God created women for, was to help man, was to fix men. That's why they're so eager to help. They won't find, a woman will never find any happiness other than in her man. It clearly says it in Genesis when God cursed woman. God cursed woman and said, "You will bear children in sorrow, and then you will only find happiness in your glory in your husband. And your husband will only find glory in working in me." Therefore, it's a trickle effect. That's why it's so important to have Jesus in a marriage and in a relationship. When you're together with someone. That's the only reason why my relationship was working with Margarita, was because of what it is that I was doing, right? I was worshiping Jesus in truth and spirit constantly, even though that I would never measure up to God or measure up to Jesus, you know what I mean, in truth and spirit. That's why you need a savior. It didn't matter. I'm still doing everything that I know that I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it. That is good, because I'm constantly dwelling on it. The things that are good and those things that are good in those people. That's why I said this morning, Philippians 1-8 is my favorite scripture, which is on my wall. That's why I buy old pictures. I buy old books. I buy all those old things and do all those things for these things that I'm trying to do over the internet, or not that I'm trying to do, the things that I am doing, that I have been doing over the internet for everyone and for myself, which my family was included, which isn't included anymore. But they're not my family. My family is God's family. The Bible clearly says that as well, which I've pointed out and I've spoken on. So, but I'm about to do some yoga, man. My back hurts. My lower back is kind of killing because I've been on my feet. My left leg is actually hurting. Right here. It's throbbing. So I'm going to lay next to Ventura because she's on the ground right here. And I'm going to do some yoga. Really basic stuff, man. Really, it is. Very, very basic stuff. Oh, shit. So, yeah, you just roll back, and that's it. I gotta flip my hair a lot of times because it's uncomfortable sometimes. Sometimes I like my hair there because I don't have to have a pillow. I use the ball of my hair to lift my neck up because I'm not stretching enough. But yeah, you just do this, you put your hands like this, put your hands like this. A lot of times I do this when I first started to help balance. And it was hard, that's hard to get down all the way like that. You won't get like that right away. You'll be like this most of the time until you get used to it. You want to try to go as straight as possible, but you want to be careful because you can hurt your neck really bad, when you start hanging your legs over your head. But you have to. That's the whole point. A lot of times, most of the time, I keep my arms like this for a few minutes. And I stretch out my arms. You only breathe through your nose. You breathe with your diaphragm. So, I don't have shorts on right now. And my dick's kind of uncomfortable. I just touch myself, adjusting. But, you got your stomach. You gotta breathe with your diaphragm right here. And the channels in your back will open up So that's what I'm about to do for a few minutes. So if you don't mind, yeah, I'm gonna be quiet. A lot of times I put my arms like this. That's the best way. You get the most out of it when you do it this way. Also, like if your pain's on your left shoulder, your right shoulder, your left shoulder, put it on, kind of lean to the left a little bit, you know? Wherever the pain is, you want to put the bearing, the weight on that point, on that pain. And you'll feel your back pop, everything. It takes time. It takes time. It does. It doesn't happen overnight. You ain't gonna be miraculously fucking, in better shape, not hurting the next day. You'll feel things within the first week. You'll start getting better. But the best thing is cardio. You can't, stretching cardio. But yeah, I'm going to do this for about 5 minutes. If that, I don't know, it depends. I try to shoot for 20 minutes. Most of the time I only get 10, 15 minutes in. On average, I only get 3 to 5 minutes in per position. It just depends, It just depends. Then I do this, you want to go up. You want to do these. They're almost like push-ups, but you use your elbows and you push up to straighten up. You do put your arms this way, whatever. Do these. These are really good because it gets the inner. I do these a lot. And I will put, it's harder to do it when I'm talking. I don't usually do this when I'm talking. It's weird. So I'm concentrating on talking and doing this, which is kind of throwing me off. And the best thing too is you want to take your toes, you want to bend your feet, like with your foot, bend it this way, go like that. You got to bend it like that. Shit. You want to try to keep your legs, knees locked. That's the whole point. Alright, and then also, I'm trying to go through everything real quick because I haven't really done any. I haven't been doing any video editing, man. This is everything I've been uploading is just straight. No, there's no pre-rehearsing. I'm not fucking thinking about what I'm saying, or I just go from the spirit, man. I just ask the Lord, lead me. And I do everything I've been doing, I just tell you guys everything I've been doing for years. So, also when you're rolling back, so you start from the bottom of your spine. I mentioned in other videos, you gotta stretch your spine between the balls of each spine where you put the bearing on of the weight. You gotta spread it, stretch it, spread them apart, and they become more elastic. Well, it burns when you do that. But you become more stretchable. You get better health. The fluids are able to pass between your chakras, between all the points that your God has created in your body to communicate with all your limbs, your nerves, your pathways, passageways, your chakras. You can give them all different names, Hebrew names, Asian names, African names. We can get into so many different things I know and understand. If you knew what I knew, your fuzzy head would explode. I'm serious. But, so you want to, right here, a lot of pain I get too, which is the hardest part, is right here in the middle. A lot of times you gotta roll something up to put between your spine on the back, and then you basically do these and you lay it right on that ball, which this what I'm doing right now. So it's kind of hard to do because the one I'm trying to get is in the back. So you kind of have to roll like this. And it hurts like a bitch. It burns. This one always burns. This one always the hardest. Because it hurts to do this. That's why nobody does it. But the pain eventually goes away. It gets dull, But it's the worth. Dude, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Best thing that I ever did in my life, man. Listen to God, do yoga, fucking worship Jesus. Bitch. It hurts. But it feels good. See, now it's starting to go away. The pain's starting to go away. It's like almost like a sharp burning sensation. Like you can feel the heat. I feel the heat going into it. Like, and the pain's going away. I stretch my neck. Gotta do these. You're not, the whole point of these is not to do crunches like all the way. You're bending this right here, the passageways, you're stretching the muscles, you're stretching your neck, you got to. And then you roll back, like when you roll back like my shoulder blades, what I try to do too, is you want to take your skin and kind of like pull back on it on the carpet, you know, like this, like drag it in a sense. So your skin, like your skin's up, and then roll back. It helps you with getting your shoulders in place when you do this. There it goes, it just cracked, it popped, felt so good. So good. That's where it was hurting, it just popped. No, the best thing to do when you do this, when you breathe in your diaphragm, fill in your stomach first, then your chest, and then breathe out of your mouth or your nose, whatever you prefer. But just don't ever breathe in through your mouth. It's really important to breathe through your nose. You have a sinus for a reason. It cleans out the air, it clears out the air. When you breathe in as well, keep your abs tight and keep your stomach tight. It helps with balance. It helps with your getting abs. It helps with your solar plexus, making your stomach strong, your body more strong, more stable. When you stand, when you walk, when you fight, when you get into anything physical, you're a stronger person. Now, this is the most important thing people don't do, is you gotta connect your fingers. Nobody ever spends their day and connects their fingers. All your fingers are connected to organs in your body. When you connect your fingers, you're completing the spiritual circuit, okay? Before you finish your yoga meditations in your days, always it doesn't matter what position you are, always put it in the middle of your solar plexus and end your session out like, whatever position you want. And this isn't a specific place I'm showing you. I'm just telling you, keep your hands together, find all the different ones, study them, and move them, stretch your fingers, do these, do these, roll your hands back and forth like this, move them up and down behind your head like this, keep your arms straight, do these, try to stretch your arms back as far as you can with your elbows locked straight. When you're up in the air like this, right, do it like this behind your back. I'll sit here for like an hour sometimes like this. And I'm telling you, best thing you can do, man, you'll feel, listen, you're a God. God clearly teaches you in the Bible, everyone's a God. So learn. anyways, so that's just the basis of it, you know. I could get really into it, which I will be. I'll be making videos and stuff. But, you know, I'm not going to sit there for hours showing you guys that specific stuff. So, yeah. About to smoke, finish my coffee, and I got to get to work soon. Bill should be here soon, hopefully, with soap. And I got to get down to his house, which I'm going to upload this. I'm going to charge up, because that's another thing, too, I'm happy about, is now that I got the Vantop app, the Vantop, you can see how much juice is in it and saying it's only halfway charged. And another thing with batteries, never let them die completely. It's okay if you're using, it's okay to let them die completely if you're doing like a software calibration. But you don't really want the battery to ever die completely, and you don't ever want to overcharge it as well. Not all charging circuits have, the right correct technology to turn the charging off, so you'll overcharge the battery. The best thing to do is like let your battery get to like 20%, 25%, nothing less than that. And then constantly let it, charge it all the way up, and just keep on doing that. You'll let your battery live forever. If you ever end up having a phone where the phone is dead and you put it in a drawer and ends up sitting for months, if you pull it out and you plug it in, it's not going to charge. You got to take that battery out and you got to jump it. That phone won't even recognize the battery inside of it. So just so you know, if you don't know, now you know now. So I say that a lot. That's one of my things. But yeah, I'm gonna get going and get everything uploaded, charged up, and we'll read tonight. We're gonna read tonight. We're gonna do car stuff tonight. So I'll see you guys soon. All right.